Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Ramirez.
And I'm Shanice Hopkins. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News. World leaders are in New York City for the 79th United Nations General Assembly to discuss global issues and highlight their country's priorities. President Joe Biden delivered remarks for his fourth and final time as president, making the case for U.S. leadership and seeking to cement his legacy on the world stage. Brian Abel reports from Washington.
In the final address of his presidency to the United Nations General Assembly, President Joe Biden starkly laying out the challenges facing the world.
War, hunger, terrorism, brutality. I know many look at the world today and see difficulties and react with despair, but I do not.
The president opening his speech by recounting the global crisis he witnessed upon entering public office more than 50 years ago, citing the end of the war in Vietnam as proof reconciliation is possible.
Even from the horrors of war, there's a way forward.
The message coming amid an escalating crisis in the Middle East. Israel and Hezbollah trading increasingly devastating strikes across Lebanon's border. And U.S. efforts to broker a ceasefire and hostage deal between Israel and Hamas in Gaza are at an impasse.
Full-scale war is not in anyone's interest. Even if the situation has escalated, a diplomatic solution is still possible.
Biden also calling on the assembly to stand against Russia and continue aiding embattled Ukraine.
We cannot grow weary. We cannot look away. And we will not let up on our support for Ukraine.
Burnishing both global U.S. leadership and his own legacy, Biden also using his speech to herald the virtues of democracy by detailing his own decision to pass the torch.
My fellow leaders, let us never forget, some things are more important than staying in power. It's your people that matter the most.
In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
A hearing has been set for September 25th on the restraining order that K4 has filed against Superintendent Ryan Walters and OCDE Press Secretary Dan Issett. In the 19-page complaint filed to the district court, K4 and the Institute for Free Speech filed a motion for a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction. According to the document, K4 journalists have been refused access to the State Board of Education meetings and press conferences held afterwards. So Shanice, what do you think about that weather? It's really cooling down.
I'm excited that it's the second day of fall officially. I'm ready to see what the rest of the week looks like. Carly has our first look. How's it look, Carly?
You know, Shanice, we have some storms that are coming up on Oklahoma right now across the state. We do have one storm up here by Dewey. It's starting to form a little bit, but nothing too severe. It is going to be a lot of heavy rain. We do have another storm over here down in the panhandle of Texas. It's trying to make its way towards Lawton, but we'll keep an eye on that throughout the segment. It's just going to be this scattered rain throughout here is just going to be our moisture rain. It's just going to be light mist until we get up here in the yellow, and that's where our big storms are going to be, and that's where our heavy rain is going to be at. I will keep you guys updated throughout the forecast. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Carly. UCO Professor Jesse Miller and Dr. Matt Jones from the College of Liberal Arts recently collaborated on the Oklahoma Homelessness Project with the gallery located at the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Library. UCentral's Lauren Jackson had the chance to sit down with Jesse this afternoon to talk about the experience.
Dr. Jones approached me and said that he wanted to do a photography project dealing with people experiencing homelessness. He had been working with the Homeless Alliance and knew that we had access to people that were maybe good participants in this project. And so he was able to get a bunch of disposable cameras, and we were able to hand them out to people and let them document their experiences, their struggles, the barriers that were put in front of them.
Lauren will have more from Professor Miller in the gallery in tomorrow's show.
Are you looking to network or get more information on jobs and internships? UCO's Fall Career and Internship Fair is taking place September 25th in the Nye University Center ballrooms from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. UCO students and alumni will get the opportunity to meet and learn more from employers and graduate school representatives about full-time jobs, internships, and graduate programs. For a list of employers and to learn more about the event, visit uco.joinhandshake.com.
Today, UCO Community Engagement hosted a voter registration drive at the Nye University Center to help students vote or update their voter registration before the November election. If you missed the event, there's still time to register to vote or to check your registration status. The voter registration deadline for Oklahoma is October 11th, and the last day to request an absentee ballot is October 21st. To check your voter registration status or to register, visit the Oklahoma Voter Portal website. Any fully completed voter registration forms turned into the Community Engagement Office before Friday, October 4th, will be delivered to the State Election Board free of charge.
So what we're doing today is our voter registration drive. So I believe voter registration day was last Tuesday, and so we're continuing to drive today. But we also are going to be a hub on campus where you can pick up forms and turn in forms to our office in the Community Engagement Office and the Student Involvement Center behind me. So we have a table in our front office. So the number one important thing, I guess, in a nutshell.
To register online or request an absentee ballot, visit oklahoma.gov/elections. Now, we talked about this fall weather. I'm really excited to see what the rest of the week will look like. Carly will have our full look at weather after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead.
Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Broncos, and welcome back. We're going to take a look at today's current conditions. We are at about 81 degrees right now. It is a little bit lower than it has been this past couple weeks. We do have a cloudy overcast with winds coming in from the south and the southeast. It is going at about 7 miles per hour, and our rain from this weekend did make that humidity go up just a little bit, so we are sitting at 62% for that. It does feel like 79, not too far away from 81 degrees, but that little bit of wind we are getting is going to make it feel just a little bit cooler. Taking a look at our allergy index, our other pollens from last week have went down just a little bit, so our tree, grass, and mold have went down significantly, but our ragweed is all the way up here. It is pretty high. I know y'all feel it. I feel it too. That allergy is not being our friends right now. Looking at current conditions from across the state, though, we are looking at we're getting into the 70s, getting into that fall-like weather. OKC metro area, we are at 81 degrees. Altus is still pretty high at 88, and then up in the Panhandle, we will have 79 degrees. But going into tonight, we will have clear skies. at 70 degrees. Our winds are going to shift a little bit coming from the northeast at 7 miles per hour. Humidity is going to go way back up at 81%, and we do have a small chance of rain at 10% tonight. Across the state tonight, we are going back down into the 60s. Our panhandle is going to be up here in Guyman. We are going to be at 66. Altus went down 10 degrees to 77. Metro is going to be about 70, and up here by Miami is going to be 66. Tomorrow across the state, I know we're getting into 70s. Right now, we're going to still stay in a little bit of the 80s, may shift back down to the 70s just a little bit. But for now, OKC is going to be sitting at 80 and Altus at 84. And then we have Ponca City and Enid kind of in that 80s range as well. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we do have pretty sunny, kind of cloudy days Tuesday through Thursday. As you can see, we are finally getting into that fall weather, guys. We are going through Thursday through Saturday. We are hitting that 70 degrees. And then once we get down to Monday, we are going back up to 85, but it is going to be a little bit cloudy. Looking ahead, we are kind of looking into the upper 70s, looking for that fall-like weather. Some scattered storms and some chances of rain, and then we will have lows in the night with mid to upper 50s. How are you guys feeling, Shanice, about this fall weather that we're having coming in?
I'm super excited because it seems like in about a week it'll officially be hoodie season. What about you, Carly?
I'm loving it. I'm excited. These fall weather it's here to stay. We're not going to lose these temperatures. It's slowly starting to go down. I'm excited.
Are you looking forward to anything, Jeremy?
Oh yeah, those 70s look really nice.
Right.
Thank you, Carly. After the break, find out what Disney Channel TV show from the late 2000s is getting a reboot.
And what famous mother is now a grandmother? Find out after the break.
Happy birthday! Make a wish.
Miss you guys.
Blue skies smiling at me, talking about blue skies. Do I see bluebirds singing a song, talking about blue skies from now on?
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Are you really sure this is all going to fit?
Oh, it'll fit. I got that. All right.
When hauling anything, ensure it's secure. Losing your load is dangerous for all drivers. We want everyone to make it home safe. Help make Oklahoma safe by securing your load.
My name is Lauren Jackson, and I'm bringing you your social media update. Starting off with Natalie Sulman, known as the Octomom, revealed on Instagram yesterday that she is officially a grandmother. "We are so blessed," she wrote in a post. "The new grandmother hasn't shared which baby's name or which of her sons is the father of the child, but she did confirm that the baby is healthy." Sulman first rose to fame after giving birth to the world's first set of surviving quadruplets in January of 2009. She stepped away from the spotlight around 2013, but still regularly shares family updates on social media. The star Lady Gaga is winning her way into our hearts once again. Lady Gaga just announced an album to the Joker sequel titled Harley Quinn. Gaga has released several teasing images on Instagram the past couple of days. Several images depict statements like, quote, "I'm ready for my interview, don't tell me what to wear," and "no duct tape, no mission." The album features newly remastered versions of older songs such as That's Entertainment. Harley Quinn is set to release on September 27th and feature 13 songs. The Magic is back. This new series will be premiering on October 29th. Check out this trailer.
What are you doing here, Alex? I don't teach wizards anymore.
But don't you miss it?
No, I don't even think about it every day.
Billy is a powerful wizard, but she's rebellious.
I know you didn't just say that.
And stubborn.
And I know you did not just say that.
And I forgot to mention...
The fate of the world is in her hands.
Well, technically it's in your hands.
I don't want to jinx it, but I think this is gonna work out.
I know all this wizard stuff can be a lot, but I promise nothing is gonna change.
That's right. Wizards of Waverly Place is back, and so is Selena Gomez. Wizards Beyond Waverly Place follows adult Justin Russo as he balances his mortal life and his duties as a new wizard teacher. On top of appearing in the first episode, Selena is also an executive producer, with her former co-star, Hernie, returning as a main cast member. The first 2 episodes will air just in time for Halloween on October 29th. Last week, Dancing with the Stars voted off 13 contestants. Tonight's episodes, viewers everywhere are in for a treat. Host Alfonso Roberto revealed that tonight's episode will have double eliminations. Fans have been sending in guesses on the Gold Derby website. According to the results, veteran actor Eric Roberts is most likely to be booted off. He got the lowest judge score during his last routine. He said this is because of a prior injury that delays his timing. Tonight, he is set to perform a waltz alongside Britt Stewart. Jeremy, Shanice, how are you guys feeling about Dancing with the Stars?
I'll be honest, I know I've got to catch up, but what do you think, Shanice?
I know that Dwight Howard's in this season, so I think I haven't been watching it, but I will catch up just to see Dwight Howard. What about you?
There's a lot of interesting people in this season, and I'm super excited to watch more episodes, and I cannot wait for tonight's.
Sounds good. Thank you, Lauren. After this break, where do the latest polls place Broncos football and volleyball?
And Monday Night Football had a thrilling finish last night. All that more in sports.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your Tuesday Sports Update.
The Broncos soccer team went across town last night to take on the Oklahoma Christian Eagles in their last non-conference game of the season. Unfortunately for the Chos, they would lose this contest 2-1, marking the first time in the history of this series that Oklahoma Christian defeated UCO. Madison Lindevann scored a goal in the 17th minute for her second goal of the season, but Oklahoma Christian's Zoe Ross and Keely Bennett would score goals in the 6th and 65th minute of the game to clinch the victory for the Eagles. The Broncos will travel to Kansas this Friday for their conference opener against last year's national runner-up, the Washburn Ichabods. To the gridiron, the Broncos football team moved up 2 spots in the D2Football.com rankings, bumping up from 25 to 23. And that's not the only poll Central's football team appears in, as the AFCA poll also has the Chos in the 23rd spot, marking the first time the Broncos have appeared in this poll since 2009, when they were 24th in Week 3 of that season. The Broncos will be back in action this Saturday night against Fort Hays State at 7 p.m. at Chad Richardson Stadium. UCO Volleyball also moved up in the AVCA poll this week, going from 15th to 13th, matching the number of wins the Broncos have had this season. UCO is one of 2 teams in Division II with an undefeated volleyball and football team, the other being Lenore Rain University in North Carolina. Central will be back in action at Hamilton Fieldhouse this Friday against the Newman Jets at 6 p.m. The Broncos men's golf team had their Florida trip cut short due to weather. The National Preview Tournament took place on the Champions Course at the PGA National in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. The Broncos were halfway through round 3 before tournament officials called off the final round due to rain. The scores from the final round were canceled out, and the scores from the first 2 rounds that were played Monday were the official results. The team finished tied for 8th with a team score of 16 over par, and the highest placed Bronco was Bennett Baldwin, who finished with an even score, which tied for 11th. Meanwhile, the UCO women's golf team somehow had better weather in Kearney, Nebraska, concluded the MIAA preview today. The women, like the men's team, finished in 8th place, but had 2 top 20 finishes. Mook Konorak finished with a score of 8 over par, which was good for 13th place, and Scarlett Sturch finished a stroke behind Mook at 9 over par. Over to Monday Night Football, as the NFL provided a double dose of football last night. First to Buffalo, as the Josh Allen-led Bills declawed the Jaguars 47-10. Josh Allen had 4 touchdowns on the game. Bills remain undefeated. Jaguars remain winless. Over to Cincinnati, where it was all offenses. Burrow fires a laser. Over to Jamar Chase for the first score of the game. But the Commanders would strike back as Jaden Daniels throws it over to the big fella, Trent Scott. That's Daniels' first passing touchdown of his career, and that put Washington up by 2 scores in the jungle. Late in the game, 2:15 to go, Commanders up 5. Jaden Daniels fires a dart to scary Terry McLaurin, and that would be the dagger as the Commanders upset the Bengals 38-33 in the first game since 1940 without punts or turnovers. Jeremy and Shanice, that's all the time I have for you today. Back to you at the desk.
Coming up, a penguin chick in Australia is taking the internet by storm.
And Carly Torbett will have our last look at weather. Stay with us.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Welcome back, Broncos. How did the chicken cross the road? With the help of Oklahoma Highway Patrol. Last week, a driver accidentally let loose a flock of chickens on I-44 near Tulsa. A Highway Patrol officer saw the driver attempting to corral the chickens back into the trailer and stopped to lend a hand. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol said of the officer on their Facebook, quote, "Thanks to his quick thinking and a little patience, all the little feathery fugitives were safely wrangled and off the road in no time. Just another day in the life of our dedicated team, keeping the highway safe, one chicken at a time."
Interested in learning more about studying abroad? UCO's Center for Global Competency is hosting study abroad information sessions every Tuesday and Wednesday this semester. Tuesday sessions will be held in room 107 of the Nye University Center from 12 to 1 p.m. Wednesday sessions will be held in room 266 of Liberal Arts South from 3 to 4 p.m.
Now, we've been talking about the cooler temperatures. It seems like all of us are a little excited for fall. Carly will have our last look at weather today.
Hi, welcome back. We look at our daily forecast. Up this morning, it was pretty humid. We were at about 58 degrees. At noon, it was calm, a little bit cloudy at 75. We are looking at those fall temperatures. We love the 70s. Now, later this evening, it is going to be cloudy, and we still are going to stay down at that 75. We do have a 50% chance of rain later tonight, and we will keep an eye on that for you guys. Taking a look at our little radar that we have going on, this green that's flowing through the state right here, that is going to be your rain. That is just going to be light rain, misty showers going right through the state. This blue right here is going to be right where we're going to have our heaviest rain. Our heaviest rain spots are going to be right in here down towards McAllister, and this is going to be our mist that's rolling through the state. Now, that is all I have for you right now. Back to you, it's Shanice and Jeremy.
Thank you, Carly. Interested in volunteering for some fall fun? Well, the Myriad Botanical Gardens annual Fall Festival, Pumpkinville, is looking for volunteers. This year's theme is mythical creatures and will feature giants, ogres, and trolls. Volunteers will receive 2 free tickets for working a volunteer shift. Shifts are available September 27th through October 20th during weekdays and weekends. Pumpkinville opens to the public and runs October 4th through the 20th. Admission is $9 per person and free for people under 2 and for members.
Pesto, a 9-month-old king penguin who has already outgrown his parents, is quickly waddling his way into our hearts. Pesto is the biggest chick at his home in Melbourne, Australia, about 3 feet tall and 50 pounds. On average, he eats twice as many fish as an adult penguin. King penguin's gender can only be determined by a blood test. So earlier this month, the aquarium threw Pesto a gender reveal. After confirming he is a boy, he was presented with a cake. When cut, revealed blue icing. Pesto has yet to lose his baby feathers, leading to his brown and fluffy coat. As time goes on, Pesto will begin to resemble the older king penguins, but for now, the brown puffball will keep fans across the world entertained.
Now, that is one cute penguin. I don't think I've ever seen a penguin brown and as big as that one.
Yeah, me neither, no. But yeah, it's really cute.
We've had some bird stories. My favorite animal is a bird, y'all. So Pesto, I've been keeping up with him on social media. Well, that's all we have for today. I'm Shanice Hopkins.
And I'm Jeremy Ramirez. Good night.